Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Critical and welcome back to another Minecraft Snapshot video. This week we're taking a look at Minecraft 21w39a, and once again this one's got a lot of really cool detail features that are added to the game, so I'm pretty excited about these. Let's check them out. So first of all, we have 4 new advancements that have been added to the game. We've got 1 in the Nether tab and 3 in the Adventure tab, and we'll go over these ones first. So first of all, extending off of What a Deal, we have Star Trader, which is trade with a villager at the build height limit. We have Sound of Music, which is make the meadows come alive with the sound of music from a jukebox. And lastly, we have Caves and Cliffs, which is free fall from the top of the world, build limit, to the bottom of the world, and survive. Now, I haven't given this one to myself yet, because I'm curious how far you actually have to fall for this, because of course, there is bedrock, so it can't be all the way to 0. So what I've done is I've made a hole all the way to the bedrock layer here, and we're going to go from 3, I'll go up a little bit just to make sure that it does it. But we're going to fall all the way down here, and I want to see when this actually triggers. Okay, so you don't have to fall all the way to 0, and it actually looked like it triggered about here. So I think it's actually wherever you hit the limit, and I actually don't have my my sounds up very high. I think it's actually whenever you hit the bedrock, which that makes sense, because obviously you're not going to be able to get down to the correct level at every point. So as soon as you hit that bedrock level, it looks like you're going to get that. But the other one that's been added is in the Nether column, because this is a Strider one, which is feels like home, and it's take a Strider for a long ride on a lava lake in the overworld. Now the changelog says that this is 50 blocks. So with the new lava aquifers, you can now bring the Striders here and walk them along one of those for 50 blocks. Or of course you could set up your own, but I imagine finding an aquifer might be a little bit easier for that. Another change that's been made in the snapshot, which I'm actually not able to demonstrate, is that the trees that spawn in meadows, the lone trees that occasionally spawn, are guaranteed to spawn with a beehive now, or a bee nest. Unfortunately, I've gone to about 10 different meadows in this world, and I haven't found a single one with a tree. I think the trees are really rare, but if you're looking for a beehive, that is a guaranteed way to find one, is if you go to a meadow that has those trees, then you're going to be able to find one of those. Drowned will now spawn in the aquifers inside of dripstone caves, and I'm actually going to switch into spectator mode to see if we can find one of these. And normal zombies will now no longer spawn in dripstone caves, and you can see here, this is actually a perfect example. Yeah, there we go. We should get some drowned zombies spawning down here. And I guess in the normal areas for dripstone caves, you're no longer going to find the normal zombies going around. Buried treasure chests can now contain water-breathing potions, which is just a subtle change that I think is pretty self-explanatory. But another one that's been added that is sort of a quality of life change is that the effects have been moved. So previously these were over here, and of course if you had the little book open, and I'll switch into survival so I can demonstrate this here. If you're in survival, you can of course have this book open, and that would always hide the effects previously. But now you can see here, if you have the book closed, it'll list all of your effects down on the right side over here with their full descriptions and the time and everything. Or if you have the book open, it switches to these single icons, which normally you would see in Bedrock Edition, these would be up here at the top. But here you can see that we've got all of these, and it'll actually show us all of the information on these, and that they've all got infinite time and what their titles are, which is pretty cool. That's a very nice change. It is always frustrating if you have this open that you can't see any of the effects that you have equipped, so that is a nice change there. And this automatically switches as well depending on your screen size. If I were to minimize my game, this would actually change, I believe, to the square icons, because that is mainly for the point of people who play with smaller desktops and stuff to not have to worry about not being able to see those things. Okay, and just because something I said there didn't really make sense to me, I tested this out. I could have sworn that the icons did come up here on this version of the game. They do, but for some reason when you give yourself an infinite effect, these don't spawn up here. And so there was another change in this snapshot that I wanted to talk about, and I had to get this to pop up to do that. But you see that little icon up in the top right there. Those now disappear when you open your inventory to display these. Previously, those would still stay there, and you would see 2 of these stacked on top of one another. That no longer happens. That one will disappear, as you can see, whenever you open your inventory, which is another nice change to add to that. But most of the other changes in this snapshot are just sort of quality of life changes, little bits and things behind the scenes, not really anything in the actual game. So that is going to do it for this snapshot video. Fair warning, you can open this snapshot, I believe, in older worlds, but you need to make a backup, because what this does is, instead of filling the underside of the world with like the dripstone, not the dripstone, but the deep slate and stuff, it just fills it with air. So you're just going to have 64 blocks of air beneath your bedrock. They're still working out how they want to get that fixed as far as future versions go, so just be sure you make a backup if you load this snapshot in a previous world. And that goes for the same for all snapshots, obviously, but this one especially, because it will generate new terrain that in the future you might not want to be that. But that is going to do it for this snapshot video. I hope that you've all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I will see all of you in the next snapshot video. Bye-bye.